In today's class, we will study the next chapter, materials and solutions. Everything around us is made up of matter. Matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. Solids have a fixed shape and size, as the molecules of the solids are tightly packed. They do not have any space in between them. For example, ice, brick, wood, etc. Liquids do not have definite shape and size. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. Liquids have definite volume. The molecules of liquid are loosely packed, means they can move from one place to another within the boundary of the container. For example, water, oil, milk, etc. Gases do not have any shape or size. They spread in all directions. The molecules of gases are very loosely packed and are very far apart. Therefore, they can move anywhere in the provided space. Whenever we mix salt and water, it dissolves completely and a mixture of salt water is obtained. This mixture is called as solution, and this process in which the solid, that is salt, completely dissolves in a liquid, that is water, is called as dissolution. The solid substance which is dissolved in water is called as solute. The liquid in which solid get dissolved is called solvent. When they both mix together, then they form a solution. So here in this example, salt is a solute, water is the solvent, and the salt water obtained is called as solution. Therefore, solute plus solvent is equals to solution. When salt or sugar dissolves in water, the level of water do not increase because molecules of liquids have spaces between them. So the solid particles of salt or sugar takes the place between the particles of water, due to which the level of water remains same. There are some substances which dissolves in water completely. These substances are known as soluble substances. For example, salt, sugar, milk, etc. While some substances do not dissolve in water, they take some space in the water, due to which level of water rises up. For example, glass marble, mud, chalk, etc. The liquids which can dissolve in water are called as miscible liquids, for example, milk, whereas the liquids which cannot dissolve in water are called as immiscible liquids, for example, oil. When you dissolve water in milk, then you see a clear solution that is white in color. You cannot separate water and milk, but when you mix oil in water, you can see that oil does not mix with water, but it forms a layer over it, which means oil is not completely dissolved in water. Therefore, milk is a miscible liquid, whereas oil is an immiscible liquid. In the same way, gases also get dissolved in liquid. Whenever you open cold drink bottles, you see some bubbles coming out of it. These bubbles are the bubbles of gas carbon dioxide. Thus, we can see gas can also dissolve in liquids. In water bodies also, oxygen is dissolved in water, which is used by aquatic plants and animals for breathing. If we have to separate the components of a mixture, we use different methods of separation. First method is filtration. We use filtration to separate insoluble solids from the liquid. We pass the liquid through a filter with fine pores. The particles which are insoluble gets collected on the filter while the clean liquid is obtained in a beaker. The insoluble particles are called residue, whereas the clear liquid obtained is called as filtrate. We also use filtration method to strain tea. There the strainer works as a filter on which particles of tea are obtained, while the liquid is collected in the cup. Next method is evaporation. We know evaporation is the process in which water converts into water vapors. Thus, by this method, we can obtain the insoluble solid dissolved in water. To get salt from its solution by the method of evaporation, we have to heat the salt solution for some time. You will see that water will start evaporating and a white residue is left behind. This is the salt. Common salt from the seawater is also obtained by the method of evaporation. The seawater is filled in small pits. After few days, when all the water evaporates, solid salt is left behind. Next method is sedimentation and decantation. This is another method used for separating insoluble particles from a liquid. In this method, the liquid with insoluble solid is kept undisturbed for some time so that all the solid particles can settle down. This process is called as sedimentation. After that, liquid is transferred carefully from one container into another container. This is called as decantation. In this way, the insoluble particles can be removed from the liquid by using the combination of sedimentation and decantation.